So I'm just barely out of high school, and I'm in a hotel room in the Valley, in California, San Fernando Valley, with barrels of steel stacked like shotguns. And the former head of security to mob boss John Gotti. I got here because I was taking a film class. It was like introduction to film, and we watched movies, so you got credit for that. And then he told us about this internship opportunity in Los Angeles where we'd stay at LA and pay to work. It's called an internship. And one of my internships was with GRB Entertainment, which they don't like to use reality TV out there. They call it nonfiction television. And so my first day out there, we were auditioning for nonfiction television. And what we were doing was creating a pilot for A&E because the former head of security for a mob boss had become a producer when he went to LA. That's just the difference between New York and LA. And my first role as an unpaid intern was auditioning these women to fill in as undercover agents on one of his jobs. So the other producer said, "Logan, read this. If you don't do very well, don't get upset if I take you out of the room." I did pretty well because I auditioned all these women saying things like, "Are you okay just being hired for your body?" Which is really not that different than Hollywood, honestly. My other internship was at Phoenix Pictures, which was headed by Mike Medavoy, which started Orion Pictures, so all those independent movies in the 80s, Terminator, those, Silence of the Lambs, Legends of the Fall. He did those. So it was a big deal, and I didn't know that names were currency in Los Angeles, but they are. Because everywhere I went, people would tell me who I'm working for. And I said, it's an internship. But being that all you have to do is say, I'm working for this person out there, I made a lot of phone calls and found that it was really easy to do things. One of those things was get on second row photo crew of the Born Supremacy premiere with just a phone call. But that happened to be on the same day where we were filming this nonfiction pilot in the Valley. It's okay. I told them, I said, I need to leave a little bit early because I get to be on the red carpet of a premiere. And they told me second row. I didn't know what that meant. But I had to finish a little bit of shooting this pilot for this nonfiction television show, which involved me being at the head of a walkway in a bar. And those women I auditioned have been hired for their bodies. So they handed me a bunch of fake 20s and 50s and said, when we call action, just give them to the ladies in their clothing again and again and again, and then they'd give it back, and then I'd do it all over again, and I'd discuss with them, okay, how about this time when you come down, you just wrap your legs around my neck, I don't know. And then I'll give you the money, then we'll do it again. And in between scenes, I'd say, does anyone need some water? Because I'm an unpaid intern. And that was fun. But it was getting near 5, and I had this premiere that I had called and said, can I be in the line? I'm here at UCLA. And they said, sure, second line photo crew. I hop in a cab, and I get there. And I'm dressed business casual, and second row photo crew means you should have brought a ladder. I get into place, and when they said, where's your equipment? I pointed to my pocket. because that's where my camera was, and it fit in my pocket. But their cameras are really big, and they're all 6'4", and they're all standing in front of me, and second row needs you should have brought a ladder. So even though Bruce Willis and George Clooney, and then of course Matt Damon are standing in front of me, all my pictures have a shoulder in them. To the point where looking through the lens, I thought, oh, this isn't even fun anymore. If I'm looking through a lens at George Clooney, I might as well be looking on a television screen at George Clooney. It just feels just the same thing. And that's a train. And when I get back to work at Phoenix Pictures the next day, they let us interns sit in on the executives meeting. And there was bad news. Marlon Brando had died. And one of the things that everyone told me about the person I worked for is he was Marlon Brando's executor on his will. And one of the last things I remember hearing when I had my unpaid internship was the assistant to Mike Medavoy playing the voicemail to some of Marlon Brando's last words, which were, "Mike, it's Marlon. Where the fuck are you?" And that was down to the wire.